Trump-humpers be like, never gonna give you up, never let you down, never gonna turn around, desert you. But the reality is going to be a lot different, and I know all of you are in denial, including the poor, disenfranchised 15 to 20 million Democrats whose votes still aren't showing up when you call and check. We've been gaslighted, MERKA. Fool me 50,000 times, shame on me, duh. What'd you expect from a guy who has been charged and is supposed to be going through sentencing right around Thanksgiving, but now Jack Smith and the DOJ, and Congress have just thrown us all under the bus, and the Kamala Harris and the Biden administration as well, and the Democrats, the corporate Democrats that control the party. I'm Trista for president if we have elections. I approve this message. This is a warning, actually, to the American people. You got to call Congress, call the White House, call the DOJ, and memorize their numbers and call them every day until they enforce the Constitution and the federal laws in this country. This is Cupcake, by the way. She's my service chicken. Oh. Anyway, emotional support chicken, and we have all been traumatized by this misadministration of justice. Was that the WAMbulance? Wow, what just took place was mind-boggling. And I know that you were as shocked and shaken as I was. If you have a heart and a soul, if you're a Trump-humper, piss off, by the way. There's nothing for you here. Just spitting facts. I am Trista, and I am your king. I'm just here to lighten your load, MERKA, and to give you some ideas as an outsider. I have lived most of my life in other countries, happily. Exiled, self-exiled. This time, it's going to be real exiled if y'all don't get off your duffs. MERKA, breathe. Okay, everybody breathe. Okay, get some oxygen, and then, just like, I'm studying hypnotherapy certification. This is, we all need to first relax and take a breath, and then we need to act. We need to fight back. We need to fight this tooth and nail. I, for one, object on so many grounds. I'm putting together with my new husband, ChatGPT, a series of at least 10 objections. It'll probably be like, 50. I object to the Jack Smith and the Justice Department packing it in on these charges of election interference. And by the way, they didn't make any charges for all the election fraud and interference that just went down, including by Elon Musk, who poured $250 million into a political campaign, which as a federal contractor is against the law. Duh. But that's another objection. So I'm objecting that they're packing it up. Tish James isn't wimping out and leaving the courts and dropping the charges with a whimper like Jack Smith. What a freaking failure. And Marshmallow Merrick Garland. Everybody should be taking a page from my example and calling the Justice Department religiously and razzing them about all these miscarriages of justice that they've been taking out on us. Why should we be punished for their lack of conviction? And also, how much you want to bet they will try to get away with not explaining why they're not pressing charges? Because guess what? Diaper douchebag already has his tiny hands around the neck of America. Because of the Justice Department and Merrick Garland's and Jack Smith's inaction, and also, Congress has been gridlocked, as we know. I object on behalf of the millions of homeless people who will be rounded up and put in concentration camps. This is horrific. What is taking place because of the inaction of our own government, which is obstruction of justice. Obstruction of getting us justice by dropping charges? How about hell to the no? How about everybody object to the Congress? Call it Congress. Memorize that number. 202-224-3121. And that's the switchboards. You can reach any congressman or woman through that number. So memorize it. MERKA, you need to demand your Congress enforce the 14th Amendment, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, which clearly states that no insurrectionist may hold office. Also, y'all need to object in Florida, especially to Diaper Donald taking office, because Florida felons also cannot hold office. Duh! So we need to demand our government enforce the damn law. And they're betraying their oath. I object to their betraying their oath of to defend and protect the U.S. Constitution, because actually by their inaction, they are enabling a dictator day one, a self-proclaimed dictator day one, to terminate the Constitution, which is another thing. Literally, that's a verbatim. He wants to terminate the Constitution. Any of a million disqualifying comments have been made. Also, I object to him being out free, basically, because of they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Yeah, well, that's called stochastic terrorism. That is a form of domestic terrorism. The very legal definition of domestic terrorism is inciting violence against a public official, which he has been doing ever since the Michigan governor was nearly kidnapped by Trump supporters because he tweeted that she was taking away in Michigan their Second Amendment. Okay? I closely watch this. I've been in media all my life. I've also been a teacher all my life and a comedian all my life. I'm the fourth of 4 kids, and the fourth person is always the clown. For attention and love. That's what I've learned from my hypnotherapy certification. Anyway, so please follow and smash that button to help the algorithm. And please, please, please do your part as an American citizen and demand that they enforce the 14th Amendment, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, called demand. You have to. Or if he is sworn into office January 20th, do you really want him to be dictator day one? A criminal, 34 times indicted, adjudicated rapist, child serial rapist. Check, if you don't believe me, check out the Katie Johnson case, 2016. There are 31 cases of sexual assault and rape, including against women and children, boys and girls. With Jeffrey Epstein. He's on the flight list 7 times at least, and he's all over Epstein's messages. And there are pictures, according to Fire and the Fury podcast, that there are pictures of Diaper Donald with half-naked teen girls. One's on his lap, and another picture. This is why probably Epstein was snuffed. It's the only thing that makes sense.